Hi, welcome back. Today is a Stardew Learnings kind of episode. If you didn't know, Stardew Learnings is where I play the game and I just relate parts of the game to life. For some reason, Stardew Valley is quite an interesting game. There's a lot of parts in this game that really reflects life a lot. And the first thing we're gonna talk about today is the Joja route. I'm quite sure a lot of those people who are new, or I'm not quite sure whether there are still new players playing Stardew Valley. But for those who have been playing for quite some time, will have also faced the same issue before at the start, which is Joja or community center. And this is a huge decision, right? Because first and foremost, a lot of there's quite a fair bit of like the significant function of this game content is locked behind this decision, right? There's the mining, there's the boulders and whatever not. There's a lot of things, and that's the big question. Do I want to go for community center? I mean, when you look at the community center, it's just right there. It's given to you. That's the first thing you see. The Joja route is something that you have to go out of the way to try and find out, right? And I've seen a lot of people asking that question on Reddit, and you know, the fact that people are asking this question really shows, because it's not just a simple question, it's a dilemma, isn't it? Because first you see the community center, you see all those cute spiritual creatures there, and imagine you go for the Joja route and these creatures are just gone. So sad. And community center feels like something that is right to do, right? To fix the community center. That's where, you know, everybody can come back together again and have fun and enjoy life, and you know, and not just that. By fixing the community center, you are kind of like screwing the mega corporation, right? Because nowadays the general sentiment is that mega corporations, Walmart, I don't know, Amazon sucks. They really just, you know, exploit human beings and everything, and we kind of take that kind of feelings and portray it and cast it onto this game, right? Where we want to screw Joja, and then we go for the local independent kind of route where, you know, we benefit the people, and that feels more morally right. It's a morally right kind of decision. But I mean, when I was looking at Reddit trying to figure out which one is better, I noticed something also. There are people also arguing for the Joja route, because it seems like Joja route benefits some people, because once you create, I don't know, some theater, cinema or something, there are people who have extra jobs, whereas in community center there isn't any, you're not creating any jobs, right? And the question also leads us to, why is a community center run down in the first place? You know, shouldn't the mayor be upkeeping? Why am I upkeeping it? How does that make sense? I mean, if the mayor is there, if he's the mayor, he must be earning money, right? People vote him in. So what is he doing about this? Right? Why did he let it run down? So this becomes a very weird situation, right? Like, why am I doing the mayor's job? And even if I'm the kindest person in the world, but it doesn't make sense, isn't it? And the fact that the community center can just sit there and nobody cares about it. Like, the mayor doesn't care, nobody cares. So why do I have to build it up again? But it seems like, based on what people say, once the community center comes back up again, there are different kind of changes, right? If I'm not wrong, the blacksmith, I forgot what's his name, he takes more time off, which is not a great thing, but it seems like he's using the facilities, I assume. There are a few people who uses the facilities as well. But then, you know, the question still stands, right? Why is it run down in the first place? It's such a big place, you know. It's not like like in real life, you think about it, your house just don't get run. It doesn't just go run down because of some random event, like, you know, unless like an asteroid strikes your home or something. But it takes time, you know, for things to become run down. So somebody haven't been doing anything to it, right? There must have been no upkeep at all, I'm quite sure there wouldn't have been people going for that community center. If there are people who goes there every time, I'm quite sure it will still be alive and nice and well spruced up and all those things. So this really makes me think about, maybe should I just go for Joja route? At least I'm creating jobs, right, for people. And you know, and I'm quite sure I've seen some of the YouTube thumbnails or somewhere people talk about how the mayor is actually evil or something, or corrupted. I'm not quite sure about that. I haven't went in and dug deep into the story behind Stardew Valley. But I don't know, man. It's tough. There's so many things. Like the cute I want the cute Juminos to be there. Come back to chase them away. But if I choose the Joja route, you know, I feel that personally it reflects on me that I just didn't have the patience to I don't know, I let the mega corporations take over. I don't support the people. But I just want to go for a Joja route, to be honest. I just don't have the patience. And I feel that if I go for a Joja route, it's like an easy way out, isn't it? A lot of us feel that way. Just feels like, oh, we're just a lousy human being, not just because of this immoral decision, but it's more of like, you know, being more patient is a virtue or some sort of like good value, right? Because if you go for the community center route, you need to take you need to have a lot of patience, because you need to forage for a lot of things, and it takes so much time. And 1 year in, I haven't even collect every single thing, which is very annoying. I want to get all the different features of the games as soon as possible. And as a working adult, I don't know, I feel like going by the community center route, right, and all these collecting, the time taken, just creates more pain, frustration, and hassle. And whereas the pain and frustration and hassle of making that decision to switch to Joja was momentarily, is a one single moment. I just feel, that sucks. But then after that, being able to just go to the Joja mart and just sign a form and everything is created, that feels so nice, man. It feels so convenient, and I can just focus on enjoying the game and really enjoying the different new functions that I managed to get, and that is something that I enjoy more. And I feel that for those who are wondering about these things, and if you are leaning towards Joja, hopefully this helps, because at the end of the day, this is a game, and you should just go with whatever approach that makes you the most happy, and you shouldn't let like external factors. I mean, if it's real life, then I suppose you need to consider all these external factors, right? Mega corporation versus your common people. But this is not real life. This is a game. So in this game, the objective here for you is to have fun, and of course there are real life elements that plays in, your personal kind of perspective comes in. But most importantly, you just have to think about which pathway is the most fun for you and the least pain for you. And in this case, the Joja mart was probably the most fun part, because I can just unlock features immediately. I don't want to take all the time to collect, but granted, there are people who might enjoy the collection part, the foraging part. I mean, because it takes so much time and patience to find all these items to build the community center. I'm quite sure you will really be proud of your community center, right? And I think I would be quite proud of that. But it's just, maybe in the second run, if I do a second run, if I restart over again, I'll do a community center route, because I at least know where to find the items, what items to keep, instead of selling everything away like a newbie, right? Because I need cash. So really, it's up to you, and you just need to know that, you know, if you really enjoy this game, you can always play a few more runs. So there's no harm in that, right? And I think if you're not wrong, if you go for a Joja route, you get some Steam achievement. But it's not that I care about Steam achievement, but I mean, if you care, I suppose that's a good thing, right? So really, the most important part is about just enjoying the game based on how you want it to be, not let other people affect you. Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, the way how this relates to life, right, is at the end of the day, the actions you want to take, might go against the expectations of society and parents and your friends and everybody who is trying to set expectations for you, your internal kind of expectations and whatever not. And what I learned from this experience really is to not let these external expectations pressure you into making a decision based on what they want, and really is to just ask yourself, like, what do you want? What do you enjoy the most? What is the most feasible, viable route? Sometimes you just need to think about, oh, okay, this path is enjoyable, but can I survive with this path or not? Like just in terms of career choices, right? Or just degree choices also. So really, you should prioritize your own well-being and happiness above all else, and also to really just instead of bowing to all these expectations, you should just take it and consider them, but not let them affect you and hold you and push you to make a decision. You should weigh all these expectations equally, and then you make a decision based on what you enjoy the most, what is the most sensible route, and then you go for it, right? So this applies to a lot of situations like your career, your degree choices. If once you go into college, you have to choose a degree, right? Arts courses versus business courses. Just trying to figure out which path you want to go. And as you grow older, as you become smarter, and I feel that as you become more mature, you're able to think. You can think for yourself, but at the same time, you realize there are a lot more expectations surrounding you. Society expectations, your friends, your teachers, your parents, and whatever not. If you don't have anybody that sets expectations for you, I guess it's a blessing and a curse, because you can set your own expectations. You can set whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do, right? But if you have no expectations set on you, it can be quite lonely, isn't it? But overall, I think really how this Joja versus community center route relates to real life is really, it's just to focus on the best possible route for yourself, the most feasible route for you right now, and also in the future. You need to consider these two periods in time, right? Which one is the most sensible route? And at the end of the day, once you prioritize yourself, whatever decisions you make, you can at least sleep like, I don't know, sleep soundly, knowing that you have really take charge of your destiny and done whatever you can and make the right decision for yourself at this current moment based on whatever you have, and you can just sleep easy. Because when you bow too much to pressure and let people dictate your life, and this is something that applies for a lot of Asian families, right? Their family will say, hey, don't go for arts course or whatever, or don't go study to become a lawyer. I mean, they make some sense, that's true, but really you have to understand you need to understand their point of view, because your arts course might not get you to a lucrative career, so you have to be sensible as well to find a way to earn from the arts course that you're taking, right? But really, at the end of the day, it's just to prioritize yourself and think about what's the best way forward that you enjoy the most, and not die at the end of the day, and not be a starving artist. So I think a part of being a mature adult is just understanding different points of view, and at the end of the day, it's also still trying to place yourself as the priority, right? So that whatever decision you make is made out of you considering everyone, but also out of your own benefit, out of your own well-being. And that's it. Just being able to make that decision for yourself makes you feel better instead of just making you question every day, right? Yeah. Hopefully this was useful for you guys. I'm still struggling quite a fair bit when it comes to articulating my thoughts. I don't know. I guess for someone who is not so adept or proficient at public speaking, it takes time, man. It takes time. I think speaking, if you are having speaking problems or if you have trouble talking, you can't find the right words, we're in the same position. No worries about it. I guess it just takes practice and time. the more you do, the better you get. It's just like writing, isn't it? Like if you do not know how to write well, if you write terribly because you do not know all these good words, eventually if you keep trying, if you keep practicing, you keep trying to improve, you'll get better. And I like to see it that way. I don't know, this is just a slight tangent where after talking so long, I feel that the starter, some part I kind of question myself, am I repeating myself too much? I tend to repeat myself quite a fair bit, so please bear with me. But I think that's the end of today. Hopefully this whole series was really relatable. This is an enjoyable video for you. So yeah, share with your friends if you think that is really relatable to them.